Hi students, last class we had discussed about 20 set of possible MCQ type questions from EC 8551 communication network. So in this video we are going to study next 20 set of questions from the same subject, that is EC 8551 communication network. Let us enter into this question section. So first one, which of the following is false with respect to the UDP? So first option, connection oriented. Option B, unreliable. Then option C, transport layer protocol. Option D, low overhead. Okay, so absolutely you know the answer. Option A is the correct one. Option A is the correct one. Okay, because UDP is a unreliable protocol. Okay, whereas TCP is reliable one, but UDP is unreliable. TCP is connection oriented, UDP is connectionless. Okay, am I clear? So here, listen this explanation. UDP is an unreliable connectionless transport layer protocol that provides the message based data transmission. It provides the message based data transmission. So TCP is an example that connection oriented protocols, whereas UDP is connection less protocols. Okay, but in this question they are asking false statement only, not true statement. Okay, so UDP is unreliable. Yes, it is true. Transport layer protocol, yeah, it's one kind of transport layer protocol only. It is low overhead only. But connection oriented is false statement for this one because of this reason. Okay, so answer will be connection oriented. Next question. What is the header size of UDP packet? UDP packet header size 8 bytes, option B 8 bits, option C 16 bytes, option D 124 bytes. Okay, so here the explanation is option A is the correct one, that is 8 bytes, because the fixed size of UDP packet header is 8 bytes. So because it is a fixed size, okay, header size of UDP packet is 8 bytes. Okay, you remember this one. Always you remember this one. UDP packet header is 8 byte will be fixed one. It contains 4 2-byte fields. Okay, split up into 2 4-byte field. One is source port address and another one is destination port address. Then it contains length of packets, then checksum. Okay, so 4 2-byte fields. Am I clear? It contains 4 2-byte fields. So one is source port, it contains 2 byte, destination port 2 byte, length of packet it will take 2 byte, then checksum it will take 2 byte. Okay, likewise it will split up like this, right? So the fixed size will be 8 byte, so the answer will be 8 byte here. Next question. Two broad categories of congestion control are congestion control. Option A, open loop and closed loop. Option B, open control and closed control. Option C, active control and passive control. Option D, active loop and passive loop. So your answer will be A, that is open loop and closed loop. Let us see. Okay, whether this answer is right or wrong. Open loop congestion control. These techniques which are used to prevent the congestion before it even happens by enforcing certain policies. Okay, that is the open loop congestion control. Closed loop congestion control techniques are used to treat the congestion after it has happened. Open loop is before it happens. Closed loop is after it happens. Okay, so two broad categories of control is two major categories. One is open loop and another is closed loop. Am I clear? Okay, remaining three answers will be is not correct one. Okay, so next question. In the congestion avoidance algorithm, the size of the congestion window it increases dash until congestion is detected. Option A exponentially, option B additively, Option C, multiplicatively. Option D, suddenly. Okay, in the congestion avoidance algorithm, the size of congestion window increases dash until congestion is detected. Until congestion is detected. So that is additively is the correct answer. Let us check how it is correct. So because in the congestion avoidance algorithm, the size of congestion window increases additively until congestion is detected. Once congestion is detected, the size of the congestion window is decreased once, and then packets are transmitted to achieve the congestion avoidance. Am I clear? Okay. So answer B is the correct one. That is additively. Next question. Which is not a application layer protocol? So here some protocols will be given. Among the protocol, you have to find out which one is not comes under the application layer. First protocol is HTTP, SMTP, option C FTP, then TCP. Okay. So in application layer, the TCP is not coming there. Isn't it? HTTP will come in there, SMTP will come in there, FTP will come in there. But TCP is not coming there because TCP is the transport layer protocol. It's not an application layer protocol. So option D is the correct one. Next question. The packet of information at the application layer is called option A packets, B messages, C segments, and D frames. So the packet of information at the application layer. So at the application layer, the packet of information. Okay, so it means messages only, not it is packet. Packet will comes under the network layer, isn't it? So for application, presentation, session layer, there is no data format for this message, isn't it? Above three layer, top layer, this top three layers. Okay, here it doesn't transmit your messages in the form of data format. First thing you should know about the concept. Okay, second thing is message. Message is a message such as in these three layers. Okay, upper messaging message is like message only. Okay, application is also message. Presentation is also transferred to message. Session is also message only. But when it comes to transport, network, and data and physical layer, that is bottom layer, they are having data in the format of segment, packets, then frames, and then bit. It means in transport, it becomes segment. In network layer, it comes under, it becomes packets. In data, it becomes frames. In physical, it becomes bits. But above three layers, message is always as a message. Okay, now you should be able to answer this question. The packet of information at the application layer is definitely it is a message only. Okay, next question. Which one of the following is an architecture paradigm? Okay, architecture paradigms. Peer-to-peer, client server, option C, HTTP, both peer-to-peer and client server. So here the explanation is HTTP protocol is the protocol is one of the architecture paradigms. Okay. Next question. Pick the odd ones out. First one is file transfer, file download, email, interactive games. Okay, so here answer will be D. That is interactive games, because here in this question they are asking odd man out only, odd one out. Okay, so here odd one out, file transfer, file download, email. This all comes under in email. Okay, but interactive games. So this is the wrong one. So answer will be D, because file transfer, file download, emails are the services which are provided by the application layers, and they are the messages and they are the data oriented. But interactive games are not comes under this category. So answer D is the correct answer. So 29, email, that is electronic mail, it uses which application layer protocols? SMTP, option B HTTP, option C FTP, and option D SIP, that is SIP. So because email uses various protocols like SMTP protocol, IMAP protocol, and POP protocol, isn't it? And the most prominent one is used in the application layer is SMTP only. Okay, that is simple mail transfer protocol is the most prominent one which is used in the application layer. Am I clear? Right. Next question, DNS database, that is domain name system. No database, it contains option A, name server records, option B, host name to address record, option C, host name aliases, option D, all of the mentioned. So here the answer is whatever I'm saying given here, all the above are correct only, isn't it? A, B, C is the correct answer only. So all of them mentioned, because domain name system, DNS means domain name system, is not only deal with mapping IP address with the host name. Okay, it's not only deal with mapping of your IP address with your host name, but also it deals with exchange of information in the server. Okay, so anybody asking the domain name system, what is domain name system is, can answer it. So domain name system is not only it deals with mapping of IP address to host name, but it also deals with the exchange of information with your server. So DNS database contains name server record, host name to address record, host name aliases. So all the mentions, right? Option D is the correct one. Next questions. A local telephone network is an example of dash network. Okay, a local telephone network is an example of dash network. First one is packet switch network, circuit switch network, C is bit switch network, and D is line switch network. So answer will be B, that is circuit switch network. I am giving the explanation for you. That is, in circuit switching is a connection oriented switching technique. Am I clear? This is one of the connection oriented switching technique. Okay, whereas in the case of packet switching, let us take the packet switching, it is connectionless. So you differentiate these two. What is the difference between circuit switching and packet switching means? Circuit switching is connection oriented, packet switching is connectionless. So circuit switching is implemented with the physical layer, whereas packet switch is implemented with the network layer, because circuit switching connection is established at physical only, but in network is connectionless. So circuit is implemented in physical, packet is implemented in network. Internet too is based on the concept of circuit switching only, because connection oriented. So here in local telephone network, definitely it is a connection oriented. So circuit switching is the best one. Okay, best network. Next question, which of the following is not an application layer services? One is network virtual terminal, and option B is file transfer, access and management. Option C, mail services. Option D, error control. Question is not an application layer services. Okay, not. So network virtual terminals is comes an application layer service only. One of the services which provide by the application layer. Next one is file transfer, file access and management. These and all also another services which provide by the application. Mail service also provided by the application layer only. But error control which is not provided by the application layer services. So option D is the correct one. Am I clear? Right? So let us see the explanation here. Application layer is the topmost layer in the OSI model, isn't it? This is the topmost layer. NVT, that is network virtual terminal, mail services, file transfer, access, management, and all the services of the application layers. But here we can use only the protocols like HTTP, FTP, DNS, and etc. These are all the protocols which provide the services. But error control is here odd out here. So error control is the wrong answer. Next question, in cryptography, what is cipher? Okay, this is a very important question. In cryptography, what is cipher? Cipher means what? So cipher, option A, algorithm for performing encryption and decryption. Option B, encrypted message. Option C, both algorithm for performing encryption and encrypted message. Option D, decrypted message. So here the answer will be option A is the correct one. Okay. So cipher is one kind of algorithms for performing encryption and decryption. Okay. So cipher is a method to implement the encryption decryption of message traveling in your network. It is used to increase the confidentiality of the message. Confidentiality. Okay. So that is option A will be the correct one. Okay. Cipher is which is used for translation from intelligible form from intelligible form to unintelligible form. So that is the help of the cipher text. But cipher is the algorithm which is used for to transform from that is a readable format to unreadable format. Okay, so option A is the correct one. Next question: in cryptography, the order of the letters in a message is rearranged by what kind of cipher? Okay, rearrange order of the letter is rearranged. First one is transpositional cipher. Option B, substitution cipher. Option C, both transpositional and substitution. Option D, quadratic cipher. So these are the different types of cipher. Okay. Anybody asking you, tell me the types of cipher means, you can say this transpositional cipher, quadratic cipher, substitution cipher and all. Right. But here the format, the concept, that is the order of letter of the message is rearranged. So rearranged means only it will do transposition ciphers only. Right. Example in explanations in translation cipher, the order of the letter is plain text. Okay, this messages will be get shuffled using predefined method. So some of the such ciphers are rail fence cipher and columnar transposition. So these are all the used for to rearrange your letters. Okay, so transposition cipher is the correct one. Another question: firewalls are often configured to block dash. Firewalls. One is UDP traffic. Option B is TCP traffic. Option C, sensitive traffic. Option D, best effort traffic. So your answer will be UDP traffic because UDP is the more vulnerable to attack. Okay. So firewalls are often configured to block suspicious UDP traffic. So here our firewall, it can often use the UDP traffic only. Okay, because of to block the UDP traffic, because UDP traffic is most vulnerable to attack. Okay, so that is the reason. So next question: in simple echo request message, the value of the sum is 0 1 0 1 0 0 0 0, then followed by 0 1 0 triple 1 double 0. Then the value of the checksum is checksum value. So option A will be given, B is given, C is will be given, D is will be given. So answer A is correct one. Okay, let us see. Check. Because the sender size, it adds a bit of the fragmented packets to find a sum. Okay, this is comes under sender side. But checksum is complement of the sum. Complement means exchange zeros and ones. 0 means 1, 1 is 0. So the receiver has to verify the checksum by adding the bits of this received. Okay, to ensure the packet is error free. That is also main concept. Let us see checksum. So here echo request message, the value of sum is given, the value of checksum is just you have to take one's complement. That's it. That is the value of checksum value. So here 0, first letter is 0 here. So here I will take 1, 0 become 1. Second bit is 1, so I will take this 0. Third one is 0, so I will consider as 1. So last bit is here 0, here become 1. Here last before is 0, here also take complement, so 1. So if you take 1's complement, checksum, how to determine the checksum value means you just take the 1's complement of your addition value, that is summing value. Okay, so checksum is the complement of sum. Am I clear? Checksum is the complement of sum. Next question: EIGRP. Okay, EIGRP metric is dash. Option A, k value. Option B, bandwidth only. Option C, hop count. Option D, delay only. So the answer is A, that is k value, because enhanced interior gate routing protocol metric is k value protocol, that is k value, which are integers from 0 to 128. EIGRP means it will take 0 to 128. So they are used to calculate the overall EIGRP cost with bandwidth and delay metrics. Okay, so EIGRP metric is k value metric. So you can say it is a k value. Next question: EIGRP sends a hello message after every dash seconds. Okay, this is also one of the interesting question. Okay, after every dash seconds. Option A 5 seconds LAN, 60 seconds WAN. because two types of networks are there. So it will take 5 seconds at LAN, 60 seconds at WAN. 5 seconds at LAN, 5 seconds at WAN. Then 15 seconds and 180 seconds. So which one is correct means 5-second LAN and 60-second WAN is the correct one. Because EIGRP router, it will broadcast the hello packet frequently to familiarize with the neighbors. So EIGRP route, it sends the hello message after every 5 seconds on LAN connection and every 60 seconds on WAN connection. Am I clear? Right. Next question, open shortest path first, that is OSPF, is also called as link state protocol, error correction protocol, option C, routing information protocol, option D, border gateway protocol. Okay, so that is BGP or RIP or LSP or ECP. Which one is correct? Option A is the correct one, because in open shortest path first, here the link state of each path is checked. Okay, link state of each path is checked. So that is the link state protocol. And then the shortest path is chosen among only the open state link only. So from open state link only, you have to find the shortest path or choose the shortest path. So now each OSPF router, it monitor the cost of the link to each of its neighbor. Okay, it can monitor the cost and then flush the link state information to the other routers in the network. So here the answer will be OSPF is also called as link state protocol is the correct answer. Next one is Bluetooth uses dash. Option A, frequency hopping spread spectrum. Option B, orthogonal frequency division multipass, that is OFDM. Option C is TDM, that is time division multiplexing. Option D is CDM, that is channel division multiplexing. So here the answer will be Bluetooth is uses frequency hopping spread spectrum. Okay, because frequency hopping spread spectrum is one of the method of transmitting your radio signal by rapidly changing the carrier frequency. Okay, you're transmitting the radio signal, but with the changes with the carrier frequency, and is controlled by the code. Will be controlled by the code. This code which should be known to the sender and receiver only, not the other party. Okay, so Bluetooth here it uses frequency hopping spread spectrum technique. Next question, a proxy firewall filters at physical layer, option B data link layer, option C network layer, option D application layer. So proxy firewall filters at topmost layer, that is application layer only, because the application firewall is typically built to control all the network traffic on any layer up to the application layer. Okay, because it is able to control the application, or it is able to control the services specifically, or unlike a stateful network firewall, which is without any additional software, it is unable to control the network traffic. So regarding a specific applications, there are two primary categories of application firewalls: network-based application firewalls and host-based application firewalls. So there are two different categories of application firewalls. So here a proxy firewall filter at only the application layer. It's not at physical layer, it's not at data link layer, it's not at all network layer. Are we clear? Next, 12th question. What is the subnet ID of a host with the IP address? Subnet ID. You have to find out subnet ID. So IP address will be given 172.16.66.0/21. This will be given. So now you have to find out the subnet ID of this host address. Am I clear? So option A 172.16.36.0. Option B 172.16.48.0. Option C 172.16.64.0. Then option D 172.16.0.0. So which one is correct? Option C is the correct answer. Let us see the explanation. Because here our address is it ends with 0/21. No, so this 0/21. Yeah. So bar 21 is subnet A/21. Okay, subaddress for 21. Sorry, address bar 21 is subnet is 255.255. Introduce here 248.0 because we have a block size of 8. Block size of 8 in the third octet. So third octet 1, 2, 3. First octet, first octet is 255, second octet is 255, and third octet. So here the block size of 8 in the third octet. So we just count by 8 until we reach 66. So because here in third bit, the third octet, here we have 66. So in this place we have 66. So here we have to add, just count 8 until we reach 66. So subnet in this question is 64. Okay, how many times it will take to reach the 66? So 64. So the next subnet is 72. Am I clear? 8 table. You just count by 8. Okay, 64 plus 8. 64 plus 8 is 72. So next subnet is 72. Suppose if you ask for next subnet is 80. Next subnet is 88. Likewise, it will be get increasing. So the broadcast address of 64 subnet is 71.255. So here the answer will be 172.16. Instead of 66, I put here 64.0. Am I clear? Next question. Common gateway interface is used to dash. It generate, option A is generate executable files from web content by web server. Option B is generate web pages. Option C is stream videos. Option D is download media files. So here the answer will be option A, that is common gateway interface is used to generate the executable file from web content by web server. Okay, so because CGI is an interface, through the server it can run execute console. Is based on executable files on a web server that generates the dynamic web pages. So a CGI script, it executes only when a request is made. The script then generates the HTML. Okay, so common gateway interface is used to generate the executable file from web server content by web server. So next question is, the source quench message in ICMP was designed to add a kind of dash to the IP. Option A, error control. Option B, flow control. Option C, router control. Option D, switch control. So here the answer will be option B, that is flow control. Firstly, it informs the source that the datagram has been discarded. First option. Secondly, it warns the source that there is a congestion in the network. Is the type 4 error reporting messages after which the source is expected to reduce the flow of packet. Okay, so the source quench message in ICMP was designed to add a kind of flow control to the IP, not error control, it's not at a router control, it's not a switcher control. So only the flow control. So next question, which of the following architecture uses CSMA bar CD access method? Option A is ARC method, ARC network. Option B is Ethernet. Option C is router. Option D is STP server. Option A ARC net, option B Ethernet, option C router, option D STP server. So answer will be B, that is Ethernet. Okay, because in collision detection, that is CD is collision detection. CA means collision avoidance. CSMA means carrier sense multiple access. Okay, here the collision detection is not possible in Ethernet without extension. So collision detection techniques for multiple access like CSMA bar CD are used to detect the collision in Ethernet architecture. Okay, so answer will be Ethernet. Okay, so within this I concluded my topic. So up to this last two lecture we had discussed about possible multiple choice questions from communication network subject. Okay, I hope these two videos will be useful for you. Okay, thank you students, thank you for watching this video.